Yeah, we are on the 8th house. Moving on to the ninth house. I was checking the time because I have to go and pick up my kids. The ninth house is broadening your horizons, either spiritually, academically, or on a long journey. The ninth house is ruled by Sagittarius. In Jupiter, this is the house of opening its lock and expansion. The house of travel, philosophy, high mindedness, and also religion. The ninth house represents uh, second for meaning, thought, status, and structure. I don't even understand my own writing. Things to do with government and religion may come about whenever the ninth house is included. Destiny, fate, and karma all come into play, as well as your view of what God might or not might not be. It is the house of erudite knowledge, higher learning, lawyers, doctors, and astrologers. It is most of definitely of the higher mind and or needs to unite with something greater. The ninth house represents publishing and influences through the written word. It speaks of a forum for writers for written ideas and concepts. Also of joining a reputable library literally world. So this house is an input in the charts of writers of anyone who wishes to bring ideas into a forum. So this is very cute because I have the opposite of Sagittarius. I believe is Gemini. See, I'm still learning too. And I had Gemini on this house. I have Geminis. I try to be very smart, but because it's ruled by Sagittarius, I have that outgoing, playful energy, if you want to call it per se. I'm trying to be more natural because I don't want to be like, like, because I don't want to make my videos boring. But sometimes it's hard to get in the flow. So look what placement you have in there. Like I said, I have Gemini, so Geminis are very intelligent, but they're also very chatty and witty. So then you want to make the conversation funny, interesting but funny. And if you combine that with Sachi, it's a beautiful combo right there. I mean, the 10th house is the house of your achievements and status in the outer world. The 10th house is the house of the world, ruled by Capricorn and Saturn, one of my hard workers and excellent overachievers, this house right here. This house embodies the masculine principle and represents the father or a primary male influence, or at least a very powerful, influential male. It also represents the man in a woman's life because the 10th house opposes the 4th house. It can sometimes represent the woman or the mother in your life, but this house stands for reputation and is standing mostly. The 10th house is where we found the strength to go for what we want. This house always required to tell the truth or to be honest. It's how people recognize you on the outside world. So yeah. The opposite is Cancer, obviously, as you can see, because it's opposite to the 4th house. So having Cancer, and that is weird. I know. I'm gonna tell you guys a little story, a little secret. Um, you know, usually when you have a house, you will have like a different zodiac sign, like Leo, Aquarius, on the 4th house. For me, I had like the exact opposite. It's super weird. When I was doing my birth chart, I was like, wait a minute. Like, I really have the opposites of the house. Like, for Aries, the opposite is Libra, and I have them in that. It was just super weird because I'm like, yeah, that is crazy. Let me know if you have that kind of combination on your birth chart because it's very interesting that you have like just like it is on the actual birth, like on the blueprint, like how it actually is, opposites. And if you have the exact opposite of that sign on on your birth chart, because it creates conflict in your life. There's always a fighting of energies. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but yes, it can be weird at times. Like if you have Aries and then you have the opposite, which is Libra, it's like, oh gosh, what do I do? But now moving on to the 11th house, where the cosmos grants wishes, luck, friends, and social occasions, known as the house of friends. Ruled by Aquarius. Who are my Aquariuses? Those are the ones that make friends easily, along with Geminis and Libras. Why is it always the air signs can make friends easily? Like, they're not just smart, they're very intellectual because they're represented by the air element. They make friends like nobody else, just naturally. In Uranus, don't walk behind me. I might not lead. Don't walk in front of me. I might not follow. Just walk beside me and be my friend. The three graces of hope, faith, and charity, the bond of friendship. The 11th house is all about associations and how we connect to others. It is the house of group alliances, ideals, and our aspirations in a public or social area. The 11th house is commonly referred to as the house of friends, but it's so much more than that. It has everything to do with the collective that comes from groups, people who identify and align with each other to make social changes. By combining our energies with others, we can make social change and we can make the world a better place. The 11th house has much to do with our destiny, what we decide to give before we leave this earth, or sole purpose. The 11th house deals with the greater good and living with the parental good and living up to an ideal. The 11th house card states that we are not in this world alone, and that it's time to aim higher and go amongst the broader society to work with others or share energies. And it's not a good time to work on your own. The support of allies and other groups are necessary. So this is what the 11th house represents. Wow, very philosophical. Do not work alone. Because two think better than one, trust me. Two heads think better than one. And it makes the work easy, so why not? Find your own tribe, find your own group, because it's amazing when you connect with people that think and understand you and you don't feel so weird about it. And last but not least, the 12th house. The 12th house is the area of your life that is overwhelming. You yield to a greater cause of power. And its role is the house escape, what we use in our day life to escape from reality when it's too overwhelming. Ruled by Pisces, of course, and Neptune, the lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. This house is the most mesmerizing of all houses. Mysticism, dreaming, drowning, bad seas, and surrendering are all themes that belong to this house of self-undoing. It is also the place in the chart where we lack in our judgment and make bad choices. This house is the house of passage and rebirth. This house contains the many meanings of all the signs and planets and all the other houses within it. That's something very interesting. Just like the 12th house is ruled by Pisces, Pisces itself uh, possess a little bit, I hate this sounds, possess a little bit of each sign. So in this is a mutable sign, they can change. And that's what you see a lot of Pisces, like they can mirror it in a good or bad way. Uh, and so in the psychological word, they call it like covert narcissism because it kind of like can imitate your personality and your behavior. But some of them, they don't do it in a bad way. It's just like they want to relate to you. So that's why they're gonna behave like you too. But because they possess a trait of your sign, it's easy for them to embody it as well. Yeah. It is also the place in the chart where we lapse in our judgment and make bad decisions. This house is the house of passage and rebirth. This house contains the meanings of all the signs and planets and all the other houses within it. I think I said that. The 12th house stands for the old. Evolved souls and the doomed live here. Within the 12th house are the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows. This is the house where the material and non-physical world connect. It is both the beginning and the end. The 12th house offers bliss, spiritual fulfillment, the meeting up with twin flames. I don't want to talk about twin flames. It promises of losing yourself in some beautiful order. This could be based where we lie to ourselves as well. This house also represents water, toxins, poisons, perfumes, candles, hidden chambers, secret desires, Christ consciousness, and martyrdom. It is the combination of everything and anything. So, yeah, my friends, this is all I have for you because I gotta go pick up my children on the houses. Beautiful, isn't it? Next, we're gonna talk about the elements: fire, earth, air, water, and the north node and the south node and how they play out in your chart. After that, we're gonna move on to I don't want to talk about that yet. I'll keep it a surprise. But we're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about something that I'm not gonna share yet. And what we're gonna talk about as well is the voids and uh, what's the other places? See, because I'm still learning about the charts as well. So yes, click like and subscribe, and let me know what you think of our Astrology 101. Is it easy? Is it hard for you to understand? Or you're not interested at all? Which is fine. But blessings, and I'll see you next time on our weekly messages of the week and what the cards have for you. Till next time, bye.